Black Sabbath. My favorite band of all time. Might as well do a top 10 list. Brief history lesson. So Black Sabbath was founded in 1968 with Tony Iommi as guitarist, Ozzy Osbourne as singer, Geezer Butler as bassist, and Bill Ward on drums. They were founded under the name the Pocatoke Blues Band. Soon after they changed their name to Earth, and then to Black Sabbath in 1969. Black Sabbath were pioneers in the heavy metal genre, and are arguably the first metal band. They released 8 albums from 1970 to 1978, with Ozzy Osbourne as singer. There have been various lineups since then, and they have performed with Ozzy multiple times since then as well, including right now as the new album 13 is about to be released. Now this list considers all the Ozzy era, the 8 albums, and even songs like the 2 songs on the Reunion album, Sometimes I'm Happy, and the new song, God is Dead. Number 10. Snowblind off of 1972's Volume 4. This was originally going to be the title track, but the studio would not allow an album called Snowblind to be released. In my opinion, Volume 4 should have been called The Fourth Commandment, because in the Bible that is, keep holy the Sabbath, which would have been really cool. Anyway, this song is about Sabbath during their cocaine binge in the 70s. It has a real druggy feel to it, and uses metaphors of the cold to talk about the effects of cocaine. It gives you the high feeling without the risks. Number 9. Sweet Leaf from Master of Reality. The opening track appropriately begins with Tony Iommi coughing. While it is a love song to marijuana, non-stoners can still enjoy the catchy riffs and Ozzy's vocal solo at the end. Another drug song, it is great to headbang to. Number 8. Fairies Wear Boots, the closing track from the monumental album Paranoid. The intro and outro are mesmerizing as hell. The band does a lot of jamming on this track, and it sounds like the cream of the crop of 1970. A lot of druggy songs in the beginning here, but lyrically it has a lot of conflicting stories. If you listen to it, it sounds like they're tripping on acid and saw fairies, but the band claims it's about skinheads. Regardless, Ozzy should go see the doctor, as explained by the lyrics. Number 7. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath from the progressive metal album of the same name. Another catchy as hell riff from Iommi. This song is truly powerful. Ozzy's vocals are at their prime here, reaching a really high register, especially in the second half, with the really sludgy, doomy sound, where Ozzy gives us possibly his highest pitched wails ever. This song is one of the heaviest songs of the time in 1973. People simply were not ready for something like this. Number 6. Children of the Grave, another from Master of Reality. Bill Ward's drumming sounds like something else here. You can definitely hear his jazz influence and how dynamic his playing is. Iommi gives us another crushing riff, almost sounding proto-thrash. The outro is creepy, and reminds me of that Friday the 13th music. Lyrically, it is about how the young generation needs to step up and save the world for the future. It is still relevant today, as it was in 1971. Number 5. Into the Void, also on Master of Reality. Starting with a killer intro, Iommi yet again gives us a really nice riff, making us think we're really traveling through space. Geezer's bass is bumping on this track, and his lyrics even more so. It's about a group of humans escaping Earth because humanity has destroyed it, and they travel through space to find a new planet to live on. Great vocal melody from Ozzy as well. Number 4. Symptom of the Universe from 1975's Sabotage. This is quite a unique song. Iommi gives us a thrashy riff, one of the first of its kind.
Ozzy sounds so passionate in his performance. He really gives Geezer's existential lyrics a lot of emotion. The first half sounds so heavy and fast, and the second half gives us a nice mellow acoustical piece. That's what I love about Black Sabbath. They aren't afraid to experiment. They can give us some of the heaviest songs, yet lighten up the mood with a calming piece of music. Number 3. Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath on Black Sabbath. Sabbath cubed, if you will. This is where it all began. This song defined the band. This is the first metal song. It's kind of the black sheep of the first album, as everything else is sort of half metal, half blues rock. The track starts out with ominous rain, thunder, and church bells. Then n.i.b gives us that 3-note riff, the tritone as it's called, and it was banned in the medieval times because it sounded too evil, and damn right it does. Just those 3 notes give us a doomy, gloomy atmosphere. That's what this song really gives us, atmosphere. It's about going to hell and meeting Satan. Then it ends with a wall of sound, soloing, and all sorts of heaviness. Number 2, n.i.b, also on the first album. For the longest time, people thought it stood for Nativity in Black, but apparently Bill Ward's beard looked like a pen nib at the time, so make that what you like. This bluesy track starts out with a groovy bass solo from Geezer Butler. I wish we heard more bass solos in rock and metal songs. Anyway, the riff, like everything else Tony Iommi does, it's catchy. Lyrically, it's told through the perspective of Satan, who apparently turns good and falls in love with the woman. Or maybe he's tricking her, which would fit the Nativity in Black thing, but who knows. Great song, great lyrics. And number 1, Electric Funeral from Paranoid. This is not usually people's favorite Black Sabbath track, often not even in their top 10 list. But I love it. The riff is the doomiest riff ever. Doom metal is my favorite metal subgenre, so that makes sense for me. The wah-wah pedal helps it a lot. Ozzy's vocal sounds evil and wicked as hell. Lyrically, it is about nuclear destruction, and finishes off with one of my favorite lines of lyrics. Evil souls fall to hell, ever trapped in burning cells. So simple, yet so effective. I love the midsection of this song, and how it goes into something completely different. Another reason why I love Sabbath. They go into tempo changes and mood changes mid-song, which adds a lot of variety.
And that right there, my top 10 favorite Black Sabbath songs. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't agree, but me personally, they're my favorite songs. Cannot wait to see Black Sabbath in August, and they're fucking Black Sabbath.